Chapter 40. Shadows, Torovan. Thank you, Darren, for handling this. Send up anyone who needs my approval. I'll be in my study, preparing for the meeting. But I thought it best to bring this to you in person, not by messenger. He nods. Oh, you were right at that. All right, I'll set this in motion. And he shuffles back to his desk to get to work, waving me off like my father used to. And with that thought, my eyes sting, and I quickly turn away, reach for the door. Would my father approve of how I'm handling this, too? Or even Count Valterre, if he was here. My father had been warm and friendly, but the Count had always been aloof. His nods of approval, spare as they were, a thing to be treasured. I bite my lip as I step back into the corridor. But then I straighten. I have to be the king again. My guards are waiting outside, looking jumpier than usual, which they have been ever since the vortex the day before. They've been staying especially close, and they don't know I'm about to put my life in even more danger. I will need to tell them before this afternoon. Everyone in the palace seems to know the danger of my father's murder is real and still present, even if most of them are pretending not to. Even with the storm, which isn't being called anything but a storm. My mother told me before to move on from my suspicions, that it was obvious my father's death was natural. But she is the one who hasn't been able to move past her denial, isn't she? I'm halfway back to my study, trying to think through what I'll say at the council meeting this afternoon, when Valterre rounds a corner at speed and nearly collides with my point guard. The guard jumps back, holding out an arm to steady Valterre as he stumbles. Valterre? I ask. His shoulders are tight, and there's a sheen of sweat on his brow. His clothes are rumpled, which gives more alarm in my mind than anything else. He never leaves even a tryst with his clothing disheveled. Valterre looks around at my guards, back to me. Tor, can we talk? I don't have the time, but his obvious distress is making me jumpy too. Valterre doesn't scare easily, not actual fear, though he's been known to put on a show for the court. We're just past the Great Hall, moving toward the living area of the palace. I open my hands and wave back toward the room we talked in the night before. Valterre nods and sets the pace, not too brisk, and I can tell he's straining to keep it reasonable. What by all the gods happened? Tension is spiking up my shoulders now too, and I feel the dagger I've kept on my hip since my father died. So much a part of my daily garb now that I've almost forgotten it's there. It's not customary for a king to carry a practical weapon in the palace, though I did train with sword, knife, bow, and staff growing up. A precaution, my father called it, and a good source of learning self-discipline for me. But even if I did carry a sword, that sort of weapon would do little good against a determined elementalist or a weaver. My guards are trained, some of them elementalists themselves, if lesser talents than the court mages. But not even a company of guards could protect my father. Should I start enlisting the court mages as bodyguards? I'm so keyed up by the time Valterre opens the door to the empty room. Make sure, again, that it's empty, and then closes and locks it behind us, that I burst out. By all the summer gods, Valtaire! He comes close. He's brimming with things he needs to say, but he's not saying any of them yet. And now I'm getting truly scared.